What's going on, everybody? My name is Drew and I like to draw cartoons. And welcome to part 1 of my 100 cartoon style challenge. A few weeks ago I started this challenge with myself where I'll be drawing myself in 100 different cartoon styles, and I want to share my progress as I'm going along to show the process of this challenge and how I turn myself into all these different cartoon styles, and I'll show you the ones that I've done so far. And please let me know what other styles you want to see. Keep the comments coming. I gotta do 100 of these. Keep the ideas coming in the comments. So in this first video we'll be going through parts 1 through 15 so far. This is going to be a very long process and I want to make as many of these videos as I can. So in this one, we'll be showing the first 15 of this 100 style challenge. Now this won't be much different from any other challenge that I do when drawing certain characters in different cartoon styles, because I'll start the same way, looking at the character, looking at myself, and finding the aspects I need to include in every single drawing. My glasses, my hair. Now I'll be wearing a similar shirt like this, just a blue long sleeve shirt that I'll be seeing in every single drawing as well. And the fact that I'm wearing glasses, I'll have to look up what characters look like in the universe that wear glasses to kind of figure out how I need to draw myself in all these different cartoon styles. We got a lot of drawings to talk about here, so we might as well just jump right in. But before we do, as always, please make sure to like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok, and follow me on Letterboxd as well. The first of 15 styles we'll be talking about here, and the first of the 100 style challenge, is Family Guy. Family Guy is a style that I've done so many. I've probably done hundreds of characters in this style at this point. Drawing myself was going to be fun, and I knew where I needed to start. With Family Guy, I could either make the choice to have my glasses and then the circular eyes that you always see with Family Guy characters under the glasses, kind of similar to Meg. But with the shape of my glasses, I figured I'll just have my glasses be doubling as my glasses and basically the outline for my eyes. That way my pupils will be inside and that'll be it. And then with Family Guy characters as well, one thing I've always noticed is that when designing the whole facial structure of face and neck, you'll have the line work of the neck here below from the ear, and then you'll start under the eye to go into the cheek and then into the jaw and chin area, but then it will cut off at the chin. There won't be any line work connecting the neck to the chin. There are some exceptions to it, like Tom Tucker, and then I think Ryan Reynolds has a character that looks similar to it as well, but that's overall the general uniform style. And then the line work for the lip is going to be basically like you'll see a little smile, and then it'll have a curved line at the top, at the bottom to represent my top and bottom lip that you'll see right here in the finished product of myself in the Family Guy style, the first style of 100 to come. And now the next style we'll be talking about is Loud House, another style that I love to do and that I've been doing a lot more of lately. Loud House is going to be basically the same thing. My glasses will serve as my glasses and as my eyes, and you'll see the pupils on the inside. And one thing I do love about the Loud House is the way they use lines for shading and shadowing that you'll see in my hair and then under my chin as well for extra shadowing and shading that you'll see right here in the finished product of myself in the Loud House style. And the next style we're talking about is The Simpsons, another style I absolutely adore. One of the most unique cartoon styles that I always love to do with the yellow skin. And this is also similar with Futurama, that I always notice that if they're looking off to the side like this, the cheek is going to start from their eye, and then it's going to go, instead of into their like jaw and chin, it's going to go right into their upper lip, and then it'll go down, and there won't really be a predominant chin. Sometimes there are exceptions to that, but it typically just goes into the bottom lip and then right into the neck. So you'll see that with mine, and it will be the same thing with my glasses and my eyes as the previous three that you'll see right here in the finished product of myself in the Simpsons style. And the next style we'll be talking about here is a little bit more of an obscure suggestion that I took, and that is Codename Kids Next Door. Now in my head, I kind of call this like the Stewie Griffin character design because they all kind of have football-shaped heads. Number one has a very, very thin and skinny football-shaped head, but the rest of them still overall have very ovular shaped heads. So that's usually where I like to start. They have the ovular shaped heads. They have big ears on the side, and then they usually will have a little line to represent like their cheek whenever they're smiling. Those are just some little things that I like to notice with Codename Kids Next Door characters. And they typically look like they have like baggier clothes on as well. So you'll notice that with my blue shirt in the finished product that you'll see right here of myself in the Codename Kids Next Door style. And the next style we'll be talking about is a style that I talked about ad nauseum on this channel, and that is Bluey. I always adore this style and love taking human characters and converting them into the Bluey style. And I got to do it with myself for this one. So I always like to start by looking at my subject's hair color and going from there. Mine is like a brown color, so I kind of wanted to translate myself into like a chocolate lab, basically. My wife loves to call me more like a golden retriever, but I want to go more with the chocolate lab look. And usually I'll take the hair of my subject and turn it into their ears on the side as well, if that's applicable. And you'll see that for this one as well, along with my spiky hair on top. And then you'll see my glasses. And then you'll also see the oval shaped eyes under the glasses. So you see that all in this finished product right here of myself in the style of Bluey. We are now on to the sixth style, 6 of 100, and that is Rick and Morty, another style that I have done a bunch. So with Rick and Morty, it's going to look very similar overall. Compared to Family Guy, there is going to be like a full completed chin. They won't have their like disconnection from the chin to the neck like Family Guy does. They have a full chin that goes from their eye over to their ears. And then another thing about Rick and Morty that I always like to include the line work around the mouth that you'll typically see with Rick and Morty character that you'll see right here in the finished product of myself in the Rick and Morty style. Continuing right along onto the 7th style, and that is South Park. Along with Family Guy, it's probably the style that I've done the most over the years, and I absolutely love this style so much. It's so unique. The oval-shaped eyes that almost look like they're leaning up against each other that you'll see with mine as well, but you'll see the glasses on top. My entire eyes are not just my glasses. You'll see the eyes under it as well. And all my other aspects with my hair and with my blue shirt that you'll see right here, myself in the South Park style. And the next style we'll be doing is Peanuts / Charlie Brown, that whole Charles Schultz style. So for this one, I could have went the route of making my glasses look kind of like Marcy's, where you just see the lenses but don't actually see the pupils under it. I decided to go against that, but it would still have the lenses of my glasses be like a lighter gray color, but you can still see my pupils under it. And then with my hair, I kind of almost based it off of Woodstock in a way, where it's just lines and then the color fits in between without there being line work to like almost like look like where you can color it in. It'll make sense when I show it. Here's myself right here in the finished product of myself in the Peanuts style. There you can see my hair is kind of not fully enclosed with line work, but it is kind of enclosed with the way that it was shaded in. So there's myself in the Charlie Brown style. Now this style is always suggested anytime I do a series basically of any kind, and that is Gravity Falls. This one was the most challenging one in terms of my glasses because these characters have 2 perfect circle eyes that are basically always overlapping. That's always where I start with a Gravity Falls character. So then when you look up how do you draw a character like that with glasses, they still have their eyes like this, and then the glasses just build off of that, which is very fascinating, very interesting way to kind of design a character. So I used a bunch of reference shots and turned myself into a Gravity Falls character that you'll see right here, myself in the Gravity Falls style. And the next style is Fairly Odd Parents. Now for this one, I could have gone the route of making me look more like a older character, like an adult, but I just based it off of the whole look where Timmy and the fairies all have like a D-shaped head and then an ear with a 6 in it. I just love that look. I think it's so iconic. So I went off of that and used that as the jumping off point for my character design. My glasses will serve as my glasses and my eyes. You'll see my blue pupils on the inside as well. And then these characters always have like rectangular shaped eyebrows that will have highlights on the top. So you see that in the finished product right here of myself in the Fairly Odd Parents style. Now these next 3 that I'm going to talk about are 3 of my favorites that I've done so far. And the first one I'll talk about is myself in the style of a Goofy movie. Now a Goofy movie is one of my favorite Disney animated films of all time. It's probably up there as one of my favorite anime films of all time as well. I just love the father-son dynamic and storyline with these characters and the music in it. I just adore this movie so much. And after the documentary that they released where they were showing the people who created the movie in the style of a Goofy movie, like if you've seen the documentary, you know what I'm talking about. It's awesome, and it inspired me to want to draw myself in that style. So I had to go for it. Basically, with a Goofy movie, you're just going to have basically very human-looking features, just with a big black dog nose, and then they'll have like the long floppy ears as well. And you'll see that right here in the finished product of myself in the style of a Goofy movie, one of my favorite animated films of all time. Now the next drawing is one that I did without the use of AI, and that was drawing myself in the style of Studio Ghibli. If you've been on the internet the last few weeks, you know that there's been this new AI filter where you can turn things into Studio Ghibli, and it sucks because there's no actual artist involved. Don't use AI. AI art is not art, guys, come on. But anyway, I really wanted to take a chance at drawing myself in the style of Studio Ghibli. So I looked up the actual artwork from Studio Ghibli and worked from there. Their eyes basically are going to have the line work on top and a little line on the bottom, and the big skinny ovular pupils with some highlights on that as well. They also would occasionally have their eye color in there as well, but I just went with black pupils for this, just kind of simplify it. And then also very complex in the hair design as well. And then also got to include the shadowing that you'll see right here in the finished product of myself in the style of Studio Ghibli with no AI required. Now, if you've been watching my shorts over the last month or so, we'll be doing a lot of artwork. And some of it has been making my own variants based off of certain other characters, whether it's other Invincible characters, other superheroes, or other characters in pop culture in general. So I wanted to try to do the same with me. So that is how I chose to draw myself in the Invincible style. Basically drawing myself in that style with my own Invincible suit. So I decided to go with the similar look with the goggles, but like kind of bigger goggles with straps in the middle and on the sides to represent my glasses, and then it'll be a similar Invincible style suit where it's going to have the opening in the mouth and then also the opening up here so you can see my hair. And the colors of the suit are just like similar blue to my shirt and then like a bluish gray for the other aspects of it that you'll see right here in the finished product of myself as a variant, basically. Now this next one and the Charles Schultz style one are probably the most basic that I've done so far, but this next one is Adventure Time. With human characters, Adventure Time typically doesn't have a whole lot of details. Typically just black circle eyes and a smile, and that's kind of the extent of it. But if they have glasses, they're also going to have the glasses and like a white blue like sheen to the lenses as well. So that's going to be no different for mine. So you see that in the finished product right here of myself in the Adventure Time style. And the last of the 15 styles we'll talk about here in part 1 is the Phineas and Ferb style. So for this one, I kind of based myself off of the character design of Jeremy, where it's like a P-shaped from the neck over into the head. They're gonna have the ear over off to the side with like the E/3 shape in it as well. And then the eyes. For this one, I'm just gonna have my glasses represent my glasses and my eyes. And then for the pupils, they are typically ovular shaped and have the color of the eyes where it's like blue, like a darker blue or like a brown, and then they have a little circle inside to represent a highlight on it as well. So you see that all in this finished product right here of myself in the Phineas and Ferb style. So there you have it. There's part 1 of this 100 cartoon style challenge, parts 1 through 15. So we'll see how long this takes. I'm very interested in seeing if I can actually pull this off, getting to 100 styles. So far, we're almost a quarter of the way there. So please keep suggestions coming. Comment on the shorts I'll be posting along the way as well. So if you want to stay along for this journey, please make sure to like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok, and follow me on Letterboxd as well. Again, as always, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch my videos. Thank you so much. Have an incredible day and keep on drawing.